mean, focus groups, my experience, it's hard to get a real, true feel for what the jury's gonna do monetarily. Have you found that there's certain ways that you can approach the focus group to kind of get a true read on damages? Or do you just think, it's just something that's so fine, so momentarily spontaneous that you're never gonna recreate it twice?
Here's the problem that I have found, and I'm one of the advocates that I think when you do live focus groups, for example, we're sitting here now in the courtroom in my office in Las Vegas. We're sitting in what is the jury box where we do mock trials and focus groups. Now, when the chairs aren't moved around, we have 24 chairs in here. So we can run 3 focus groups of 8 or 4 focus groups of 6 with one presentation and send them off to different conference rooms and have them deliberate, where we videotape and record their deliberations, and so we can analyze it. The problem with using focus groups where you only do two or three focus groups to try to predict what the verdict amount will be, or a range of your verdict amount, is you get outliers with these small groups. So you need more data, and that's why it's my belief that the virtual focus groups that we're now doing in our cases, in conjunction with the live focus groups, and sometimes at the same time, gives us a lot more data. When we get hundreds of people or thousands of people watching our case over the internet and evaluating it and answering the written questions we give them, including the damages questions, then we get much more data and a better idea of what the value of the case might be.
Well, in fact, we've kind of covered 2 areas at once. If we could move now to the next area, because I think it dovetails nicely into this. Because I agree, it's all about the sample size that you're using. And if you have 12 people, you may have 2 or 3 that are never going to award any money, and 2 or 3 that are going to give anything the plaintiff wants. So how is it, Robert, that you determine, first of all, is it fair to say any significant case that you're going to do a focus group?
Yeah, pretty much that, and your firm is the same way. That's pretty much every case that you and I have, those type of cases. So we're going to focus group, we're going to do multiple focus groups on these cases. And I think the lesson to all the lawyers out there who are watching this, and even if they have smaller cases, it is worth your while to do at least some focus grouping on your case. So we use focus grouping usually earlier in the case, sometimes pre-discovery. We'll do some focus grouping to test issues, to test what the jury is going to be looking at, how the evidence is going to play. Later, closer to trial, is when we tend to do mock trials, where we actually do a summary presentation of the case, and that's where we're really focusing in on testing our themes and trial stories to find out which works best. So I know with our practices, we virtually focus group every case, but I think it's valuable in even smaller level practices. I think you've got to be doing it because we know the defense is doing it.
And I agree. And look, there's not as many cases going to trial today. Big or small, you want to win. And if you have a small soft tissue case, there may be some treatment inconsistencies, things with your client that you can gather people up cheaply and inexpensively and run different things through them and get a better idea of what your strong points are, what things you need to be able to defend against.